You know when you see something so out of place it just works? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to unpack one of the weirdest and honestly one of the most brilliant crossovers in indie gaming. It's a whole story about a monster, a stick figure, and a joke that just hits perfectly.
So the big question is this. How did a character that was literally built to give you nightmares, I mean, this guy was the face of survival horror, all over YouTube for years,
End up as the punchline in a comedy game? It sounds crazy, right? To really get why this is so wild, we first have to understand just how massive this character, this whole franchise really was. All right, first up, a bear's pervasive influence. And believe me, when I say pervasive, I mean it. Five Nights at Freddy's wasn't just some game, it was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. It was everywhere.
So for anyone who's somehow missed it, here's the quick rundown. Five Nights at Freddy's, or FNAF as everyone calls it, basically throws you into the role of a night guard at this super creepy pizza place. Your whole goal? Just survive till 6 a.m. The catch? The animatronics, they're possessed. They come to life and they are absolutely hunting you. And the main man, the big bear himself, is Freddy Fazbear.
And man, Freddy's influence was just inescapable. Seriously, he and the whole gang started popping up everywhere. We're talking subtle nods in comics like Steven Universe, full-on parodies in movies, and get this, even the official Chuck E. Cheese YouTube channel gave them a shout-out. Freddy became so iconic, he was basically the go-to symbol for creepy animatronic.
Okay, so next up, an unexpected encounter. Because out of all those cameos, there was one that was just so out of left field. It was in a game with a tone that was completely, and I mean completely, different.
And when I say different, I mean, look at this. You've got FNAF over here, which is all about tension, jump scares, and that heavy atmospheric dread. And then you have the Henry Stickmin series, a goofy, choose-your-own-adventure comedy that's all about slapstick, making fun of everything, and constantly breaking the fourth wall. They're like polar opposites.
So how in the world do these two universes even meet? Well, it happens in the Henry Stickmin game Fleeing the Complex. You have to follow this very specific path. You go down the presumed dead route, you're trying to sneak past some guards, and suddenly you get this choice to go into this little kind of mysterious building. You know, most people probably clicked it just to see what kind of funny gag would happen next.
And this is where it all comes together, the anatomy of a jump scare. See, the creators of Henry Stickmin knew exactly what they were doing. They were laying a perfect little trap for the player.
So you click on the building, and bam! The screen goes black. Total darkness. And then you hear it. That classic, creepy music box theme from FNAF. You know the one. And then, two glowing eyes just fade in from the darkness. It's a textbook FNAF scare. The game is setting you up, making you think you're about to get a heart attack.
But then, nothing happens. You just get the fail screen. And the message? It completely pulls the rug out from under you. No scream, no crazy jump scare, just this deadpan text. That wasn't scary. It's just genius. It completely kills all that tension in an instant. That's part one of the joke.
Oh, but it doesn't stop there. If you actually wait on that fail screen, the game decides to give you the jump scare after all. Kinda. A picture of Freddy just pops up, but it's so tame it's hilarious. There's no blood-curdling scream, just this weak little sound effect. It's like the most pathetic, intentionally bad version of a FNAF jump scare you could ever imagine.
And the cherry on top, the game gives you an achievement for it. Spooked. And the description is just pure gold, dripping with sarcasm. That was over 100 haunted. The whole thing, from start to finish, was this brilliant meta joke about how unscary the whole setup was. All right, Section 4, Gamers Meet Freddy. So this is the big question, right? How did people actually react to this? You've got this legendary horror character being turned into a joke. What did the players think?
Well, the reactions were pretty much perfect. It started with just total disbelief. You saw a lot of comments just like, "Are you kidding me?"
And that disbelief quickly turned into this hilarious fake panic, with people laughing and yelling things like, "Oh my God, let me out!" But honestly, this last one is the most telling. The game totally took the fear out of Freddy, so much so that people's reaction was, "It's so cute." I mean, think about that. They made one of the scariest characters in gaming cute. The joke didn't just work, it actually flipped how people saw him, even if it was just for a second.
So, let's get to the heart of it. Why this reference works. I mean, why is this one little Easter egg so memorable? Why are we still talking about it? Well, it's because it's so much more than just a simple cameo. It's like they had a perfect recipe. First, they totally understood the source material, right? They nailed the creepy FNAF atmosphere. Then, they used that to mess with your expectations, hitting you with that not scary fail message. Next, they put Freddy in a totally new context, comedy. And most importantly, it's a commentary. It's not just, hey look, it's Freddy. It's a whole joke about who Freddy is in pop culture.
Which really gets you thinking, right? We live in a world that is just flooded with crossovers and cameos. So what's the difference between a good reference and a truly great one? Is it really just about recognizing a character you like? Or is there more to it?
And I think the answer is this. A great reference doesn't just copy, it has something to say. It comments. The Henry Stickmin joke lands so perfectly because it has a point of view. It wasn't just using Freddy for a cheap pop. It was engaging with his entire legacy and using comedy to make a point. And that is what takes a little Easter egg and makes it legendary.